Dear Kansas City Chiefs, damn you.
How the hell do they keep doing this?
Dear San Diego Chargers, damn you.
You know what? Let's go.
Yes.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah!
Woo!
All right, folks. Let's move. Good morning. Welcome one and all to the Manic Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. Oh man, this first part is presented to you in part by BetUS.com. BetUS.com, where the game begins. And also, we are presented. There's that. And then there's this button. We're also presented by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. Snowman here, along with the big dog Shane Lake and Victor Locke himself, Victor Locke, and I'm going to call an audible. I had slated where we would begin with Sunday Night Football with the Chargers and the Chiefs, but it's the Chargers and the Chiefs. We know something goofy happened as Kansas City walked off 19-17. Victor
they won
shot
it with
me
a doink.
Okay.
KC won that thing with a doink.
Yeah.
This is KC's year. They're gonna be the first to pull off the 3-peat.
You know,
there's no other questions around it. I mean, how many more ways can they invent to win games?
You know what it reminds me of?
They've won the AFC West.
Yep.
For the 9th straight year. Let me say that again. We'll stick to what we got here.
You know,
they won the AFC West for the 9th straight year.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that one intro that Pat Summerall did about San Francisco and Dallas. And the ball just continued to roll their way. That's what happened.
The ball just continues to roll Kansas City way, no matter what happens.
And you borrowed that from a brilliant 1992 NFC Championship intro that was, of course, on CBS when they set up the Cowboys and the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
But man,
I have no answer. I don't.
What in the blue hell? Correction. What in the red hell was that?
The only one that will have an answer is not here right now.
Yeah,
right. It's not here.
No, he would have a eating grin on his face right now and say that's just how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he already has that grin on his face. Are you kidding? The Chargers had this game in the bag, and then Patrick Mahomes woke up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes woke up,
and somehow
Big Baby Jonathan, our Lakers insider and Chargers insider, says, congratulations on winning 3 rings, KC. As a Charger, I'm getting sick of losing to them. Hey, in the 90s, I experienced it because I got sick and tired of losing to the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to win the division for the rest of Patrick Mahomes' career. I see no lies in that statement.
I don't either.
I see Victor.
Mm-hmm.
I see no kind of lie in that statement.
I don't either.
None.
I don't either.
I see no lies in that statement. I mean, wow.
Denver would have to pull something miraculous in the next handful of years with Bo Nix behind the wheel to try to figure that one out.
And Denver's got the Indianapolis Colts next Sunday, which means, well, I'm not going to sleep all the way to 3:59. I slept all the way to 10:59 p.m. last night before my body decided, okay, we can go to bed now.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever had one of those days where you're like, I got a ton to do, and your body's like, nope.
Like, no, you don't. Take your hand to bed. And you're like, but I have things that don't care.
Victor texted me yesterday,
mm-hmm.
and he said, am I the only one in studio?
Yeah.
I'm laying in bed. I'm like, oops. My wife was doing homework, so I didn't want to disturb her. And she's at work right now. She's working from home. I love working from home.
Right.
I got to say this. I love it. Hey, Victor, you know how I'm feeling right now.
Mm-hmm. And I'm working from home.
And Jody keeps me grounded. She says, a lot of people just see you doing this as a hobby because you're not getting paid yet. Keyword.
Yes.
Yet.
Mm-hmm.
Keyword in that sentence. But it's all going to happen. Back to Kansas City. Huh? Excuse me? Oh, how, man?
We thought that if there was ever a team that you just could not play lackadaisical football against and win, it's San Diego.
It's San Diego.
But the thing is,
no, we're not saying the Los Angeles Chargers. We're saying the San Diego Chargers.
But then somehow the Chiefs just said, yeah, we may be slow, but we're going to win anyway. We got it down. We're going to win. It's
think the Raiders game earlier this
Mm-hmm.
season. Same thing.
Yep.
Same thing. Same damn thing.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. You know what, to be honest, a part of me has given up hope on another team taking down the Chiefs. Mm-hmm.
But another part of me repeats what I always say. To be the champs, you must unseat the champs.
Yep.
Woo!
And they're the AFC West champions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's no one right now that can touch them.
No.
The way the breaks have fallen for Kansas City Chiefs, it is almost, here's your sports cliche, destiny for them to win the Super Bowl this year.
And make history, winning 3 in a row. Speaking of destiny, well, you just said it, dog. It's destiny for the Chiefs to win 3 in a row, win another Super Bowl championship, and it's destiny for Patrick Mahomes to be on the arc of Joe Montana and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think Mahomes has 3 Super Bowl MVPs. I believe that to be the case.
Take a quick look.
I believe 54, 57, and 58.
I believe those are his MVPs. So he became the third player to win 3 Super Bowl MVPs, matching the legend of Joe Montana and the legend of Tom Brady. Brady's got 5 of those bad boys and 7 Super Bowls.
Each Super Bowl that Mahomes has been in, he has been MVP.
Yep, 54, 57, and 58. And 58 was a dogfight.
Yeah, it was.
All right. It could have, that MVP could have gone either way, but Mahomes led them to the game winner with
going all
seconds left in overtime.
Right, going always to overtime to do it.
By the way, I was worn out.
Yep, we were.
Y'all saw it. I was dead to the world by the time they hit the jackpot, and a great call by Jim Nantz when he said jackpot Kansas City, because it was in the Super Bowl, of course, was in Vegas.
In Vegas, right. And here's the thing. I think if there was ever a week for us to take a mulligan in terms of sports machine, I think this was the week.
This was the week. Yes, it was.
Because there were some good games, there were some hits, but there were a lot of misses. I mean,
there was a dog. Listen, as we take a look at Week 14 tonight included, there were some dog games, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Jacksonville, Tennessee.
You knew exactly where I was gonna go. You knew exactly where I was gonna go.
Use the New York accent. There were some dog games. Jacksonville, Tennessee. You fool! And I better put my glasses on, or my wife will come in here and yell at me. Where's the other button I'm looking for? You know what we did? We usually cover all the games on Sunday.
Yep.
You know what our bodies told us this week? Hell no.
And mind you, I would have been coming off of a 2-hour race call the night prior if we did anything.
Right. And I was ready. The thing was, I was ready to go. I was ready to go. I got up early enough.
Yep.
I was I had to make my had a bit of a issue with my neighbor, but other than that, I had to I was getting ready to make my buffalo chicken dip, and I got in the studio, and I'm like, there's nobody here.
Look, Brian wasn't having it today. I woke up, and you know what's spurred it on?
What's that?
I had no Colts game to lead me off.
No.
Right.
I had no Colts game to spur me on to do 2 of them.
And you were
2 weeks ago, I did 4 of them. And Victor, you hung out with me.
And you were not going to do Steelers and Browns or Saints and Giants.
Oh, hell no.
Jaguars and Titans.
Hell no.
So
those were the only televised games.
Right.
Browns and Steelers.
So
look, Urinating Trees got that on lock. Got the Steelers on lockdown. Okay, I listened to his call and laughed my head off. And I had so many people suggest to me, you got to add a little more humor to your call, and I said I would, but it's the professional in me that won't do it.
I think the only game that came close to being somewhat watchable was probably Minnesota and Atlanta.
Yeah,
because the Vikings
tore their ass up.
Yes, they did.
What did my late mother used to say all the time? The Vikings played a game of tear that ass up. The Vikings tore that ass up, 42-21.
They put belt to behind.
How did my dear friend Joshua Jackson, who joined us this week on Mike to Mike, probably Thursday, they put pedal to the metal and foots to asses. Period. That's what the Vikings did. So I didn't want to look at that one. I wanted Chiefs and Chargers just because there's Kansas City and San Diego. And I had the board ready too. I had San Diego and Kansas City on my homemade scoreboard. I had it ready too. My wife was working on homework. So like I said, I didn't want to disturb her. Right? And I leaned back.
But I was like, nope.
And my body was like, no. Finally, about 10:30, they were in the third quarter. I turned everything off. I
Like,
shut down the office.
You're like, take your behind to bed.
Yes, like take your silly behind to bed now. I went in, talked to my wife, and we sat and chatted for a little bit, and she says, I got to get back to my homework. I said, well, I'm going to bed. And she looked at me and she said, what? It's not 2:00 yet. I'm like, baby, I know. And she was like, you didn't do any games today. I know that too. And she says, why didn't you do any games? I said, have you seen the schedule? She took a look at it and went, go to bed.
There was not a game that was
there was not. Even the one that Victor and I are going to cover next segment was a dog game. And I hate saying that about my team.
But then you look at the opponent.
Yep. Playmaker's with us this morning. He'll join us on Wednesday. He says Kansas City is God's team. I've been trying to tell people. And you know what?
You're right.
I throw my hands up in belief.
Also, Playmaker, congratulations to your Rams for coming away with a thriller of a winner.
What
against the Buffalo Bills.
We're gonna recap that one a little later in our game of the week segment. But if there's anything besides Chiefs and Chargers, that was the game of the week. That was it.
Yeah.
Bills and Rams, possible Super Bowl matchup, maybe. Nope, not while Kansas City's in charge. Not while Kansas City's in charge.
Yeah, no.
Arku is with us as Vikings fans were tired of Kirk Cousins. Yeah, because they booed him lustily when he got introduced.
Yeah, they did.
With us from the DMV says, good morning. Good morning to you, sir. Sick Diggy is with us from Norway. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And of course, to help us along, he throws the now infamous question:
what in the all types of blue hell
was that?
I haven't figured it out yet. That's the thing.
Me neither. We had a clean sweep of our picks on Friday. That's now posted on the Snowman in the Morning YouTube channel. Subscribe there if you would. We had a clean sweep.
We did.
Yep.
First time this season, and it took 14 weeks. A clean sweep. Speaking of a clean sweep, there was a game that we picked yesterday that actually came to fruition. I said it would be a blowout. It was just that, and Victor and I will cover it when y'all get back. Snowman in the Morning, back in a deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
People tell me how lucky my daughter is to have been adopted. But really, we're the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. No, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. I'm just saying good morning to our buddy Tom D'Alfonso, one of our graphic designers, our main graphic designer. Droid, of course, handles most of our thumbnails, and I want them both to like truly be involved. The new website, snowmansportsnet.com, will be up and running today. Yesterday, the Bears went to the new Candlestick Park, aka Levi's Stadium, and got a foot put in their ass.
They got belt to behind.
38-13 is the final, and as I've said and will continue to say, to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters, shut the hell up.
Well, also, going into the half of that game, the Niners were leading the Bears 24-0.
24-0.
Yep.
Nearly 28-0. You know, Purdy had it 3rd and goal, was about to hit for the end zone, but then the defense came and he scrambled out of bounds. Listen, the only numbers, let me read this, that I need to give to y'all are these. If you can't tell me Purdy ain't back for this, then you need your eyes checked. 20 of 25, 325 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, no picks.
No picks. Let me say that again. 20 of 25, 325 yards. This is Purdy's first, I think this is Purdy's first 300-yard game in 5 weeks. But we don't have any running back. To answer Playmaker's question, no. It seems like we don't have any running backs left because now Isaac Garendo is injured, the rookie from Louisville. I don't know what the hell we're going to do this Thursday when the Rams come to beat us up. And the Rams are coming to beat us up, man. We're beat up enough as it is. But I want to give a shout out also to George the Animal Kittle. He caught 5 for 131 yards.
Snowman correction. He caught 6 for $151.
6 for a buck. Oh, I read that wrong. Thank you, stats man. Of course, Shane is our stats guy. He gives us all the numbers. I want to look at this number. Even though each team had a turnover, and this will fuel Victor along in just a moment. The Niners had 22 first downs yesterday. 22. The Bears only had 14. And they didn't get a first down until their first drive of the second quarter.
Yeah, it just shows you how inept that offense is.
Meanwhile, for San Francisco, as beat up as they are, they gained 452 yards of offense.
452 yards.
452 yards of offense. Game started with a touchdown pass to Jawan Jennings, who also is back in the lineup. That capped a 5-play, 70-yard drive, 7-0. Isaac Guerrero in from a yard out. That capped a 4-play, 64-yard drive, 14-0. Jennings in from 16 yards out on a pass from Purdy. Money Moody added the extra point, 21-0. And then Money Moody closed the half with a field goal, 23 yards, making it 24-0. Bears got on the board with Rome Odunze catching a 4-yard pass from Caleb Williams. 2-point conversion was no good. Why are we surprised? Making it 24-6. And then Isaac Guerrero from 4 yards out, making it 31-6. Roma Dunze caught a 14-yard pass from Caleb Williams, and I'm going to speak on that after Victor's done. 31-13, and then, of course, Patrick Taylor, who's our fourth-string running back, in from 3 yards out, 38. That closed the scoring. 38-13 was the final, and that last drive took 6 minutes and 33 seconds off the clock after the Bears looked like they'd gained a little confidence, and then the 49ers said, give me that back. 13 plays, 70 yards. 13 plays. You wouldn't know that the 49ers have these. Well, you would if they had all their running backs in their stable, but McCaffrey is out. McCaffrey's on IR. Jordan Mason's on IR. Guerendo's day-to-day. Patrick Taylor's our fourth-string running back. I got the feeling we may be drafting for running back as well, and I got a prospect for y'all to look at that would look great in San Francisco. His name is Cam Scatterbo from Arizona State.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Saw him a little bit yesterday, not yesterday, but Saturday in the Big 12 championship game. That boy can move.
Yeah. But later on, after the Super Bowl, we're going to talk all kinds of draft stuff because for the first time on this show, we're going to be knee deep in it.
I'm going to tell you right now what New England needs. Jesus.
Speaking of needs, let me break down the Bears' inept offense before I give Victor the floor.
You mean the fact they went 4 of 10 on third down?
More than that. This has been true all season.
Yeah, because their front seven's a sieve.
And they were playing a beat-up 49er club.
Yep.
And y'all still damn near hung 40 on them.
I thought we were going to hang 40 on them the way the Niners were rolling in the first half. After that pass to Jawan Jennings, 21-0, I went out and ran an errand. I'm like, this game's over. I went out and ran an errand.
Oh, yeah, the game was pretty much over.
Game was done skis, as Victor would say.
It was.
The game was done skis. All right. Now, to the Bears' inept offense. I don't normally judge by the numbers. I judge by my eyes. And my eyes saw a team playing with fear.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a team playing scared. I saw a few teams like that this year, but that's another story. I saw a team playing scared, which is what the Bears have done all season. Man, give me this button here. Which is what the Bears have done all season long. All right? Give me this button. Dan's Take this morning is brought to you by SeatGeek. Get $20 off of your first order using the code Snowman. All right. Let me say this, and I'll say it as honestly as I can. The Bears have been a scared team all year. Many predicted in the Midwest Committee of Bear Idiocy that the Bears would be scary. Ha! Not with that team. And now you got rid of Matt Uberfools. What's next? You need a whole new coaching staff and a whole new philosophy. Yep. And don't bother going after Eric Bieniemy, the fired offensive coordinator from UCLA. He's not a coordinator anymore. All right. He proved that by leading UCLA to back-to-back losing seasons. So take that. The Bears need to just blow it up. Okay? Caleb Williams, you need to hit the road too. Push the plunger, blow it up, and start over. All the way over. Look at how Kansas City rebuilt. Look at how the 49ers rebuilt. Look at how the Golden State Warriors rebuilt. And I got more on them later.
Washington too.
Look at the Washington Redskins.
Yep.
And how they've rebuilt. All right. You just don't plug in pieces. Although successful teams have done that. Think of the teams I just named. Kansas City, San Francisco, Golden State in the NBA, the Houston Astros, Major League Baseball, all the teams in Major League Soccer. Think of how a successful team is built. Hell, look at the San Antonio Spurs of the early 2000s. Legacy built over legacy bought.
Mm-hmm.
And this legacy was bought. And now the time to pay the piper. The Bears are so inept that, well, let me say this. Their offensive line allowed 7 sacks yesterday.
And that's the difference maker.
They allowed 7 sacks yesterday. And Purdy's uniform was pretty much clean.
He only had 1.
Yep. He only got sacked once. And that was for a yard loss. That was a yard. That was I looked at it wrong. I'm sorry. The Bears had the 49ers had the ball 31 minutes and 48 seconds. 31 minutes and 48 seconds. And just to piss the Bears off a little bit more, the Niners were 2 for 2 on 4th down.
They don't respect the Bears defense either.
Mm-mm.
And why would you?
61 plays, as I mentioned, 452 yards. 1 sack for a 4-yard loss. Bears got Caleb Williams got sacked 7 times for 46 yards. You know how inept this offensive line is? Do you know how inept this team is? You steal DeAndre Swift in free agency, and what do you do with him? Nothing. I mean, Vic even came to me. Vic-A-Law even came to me and said, "Are we going to do anything with DeAndre Swift?" No.
14 carries, 38 yards.
14 carries, 38 yards.
Victor was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Look at what happened with the Eagles."
It's almost the same issue.
Is an underused commodity.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he wound up in San Francisco for a year. And I'm saying that out loud. If we don't draft a running back, DeAndre Swift may get a phone call from Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. He is very capable. Isaac Guerrero is very capable of replacing Christian McCaffrey should that happen. Jordan Mason, same thing. But the Bears, this is all about the Bears. The Bears did not, I heard someone say it on YouTube last night. Your problem is execution, and you're 14 weeks into the season.
Mm-hmm.
You stupid idiots. The Bears, the execution should have been your problem in week 1, and you stole that game from Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Man, give me this.
So I realized that I think, even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, get all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating, high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. stupid university where everyone graduates magna cum stupid.
You stupid fools. So you get rid of Uber fools. You come to Levi Stadium on Sunday and you still play like Booty! Which has Bear fans, true Bear fans saying got me up. Bears ruling the division this year.
We gotta pause that.
You fool!
Well, what were the Bears supposed to do?
Well,
what were the Bears supposed to do?
It doesn't help when they were stupid enough to absolutely risk, mortgage, double down, and have completely yeeted away the season
for DJ Moore. And you gave him and give me this back. And y'all gave him an extension for what?
Well, let's look at this. DJ Moore had 6 catches for 49 yards. Romanuzzi had 4 for 42, but he caught the two lone scores for the Bears.
Mm-hmm. But listen, you give DJ Moore an extension. Why? You sign a 31-year-old Keenan Allen. Why? Justin Fields needed to be jettisoned, and now he's languishing on the bench in Pittsburgh and will be forever and ever. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Then you risk everything for Caleb Williams. What the hell happened? Matter of fact, dog, how many times has Caleb Williams been sacked this year? May as well bring that up because
let me take a look here.
He was sacked 7 times yesterday. 7. 2 3-and-outs to begin the game for the Bears. 2.
Well, you take consideration that that line is still a sieve.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Caleb has exhibited exactly what we keep saying: is him holding onto the ball too long.
Caleb Williams this season has been sacked 56 times.
56 times
this season. That counts yesterday.
If I'm an O-line coach, my entire offensive line is running stairs for a while.
If I'm offensive line coach, my entire offensive line is gone. Bring some dogs in that want to learn and play the game. The Bears haven't had a consistent.
If I was Chicago, I would be redoing the entire offensive 7 plus some.
The Bears haven't had a consistent offensive line since 1989. And that was the end of the Super Bowl shuffle era in which they only got 1 championship. One.
To me, they haven't had a feasible offensive line since Olin Kreutz left.
The Hawaiian heartthrob himself, Olin Kreutz.
Because he was a top-tier center.
Yep. Taking the place of another top-tier center from Iowa, Jay Hilgenberg. Anybody remember that name? Look, Chicago Bears. You just give me this camera. You just don't have it anymore. Okay? You may have a talent in Caleb Williams, and yes, I am conceding that. I'm conceding that. But you don't have nothing else.
He has the intangibles, but again, you're kind of seeing a parallel of what happened with Justin Fields. A guy who's got the intangibles, but he has no protection.
None.
He has no protection at all. And look, I came in here and I completely roasted Caleb Williams about the fact that, you can't go, 0 for 0. You can't have no touchdowns, no picks. You have to put points on the board. Past couple of games, he has thrown touchdowns.
Yeah, but he's also gunned down quite a few times.
That's
against Detroit, 7 against San Francisco.
Most of that is on the line, but it's also him too for holding on to the ball too long.
Holding on to the ball too long. And he had a giveaway.
Yep. He had a
giveaway yesterday. He fumbled the ball, and the Niners, what do the Niners do? March right down the field and punch him in the throat.
And get a touchdown.
Yep. So listen, Bears. One more time. Give me this camera. So listen, Bears. You messed up. Okay? I would love to see the Bears competitive again. Fix it. And start with the offensive and defensive lines, will you? Push the plunger, blow it up, and rebuild from within. You got a talent in Caleb Williams. I am conceding that. Do I think he's going to last long? No.
Not here.
I have many reasons for that. From the physical to the mental to his fundamentals. That's the word I was looking for. So look, Midwest Committee of Bear Idiocy. I hate to be an I told you so, but I told you so. Now beat it. That's Snowman's take. What is yours? Coming up in a moment, the random... Where'd that button go? I just had it for a moment. The random musings of...
Before we go into a break, I just found this number to wrap up the bow on Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
On average, 4 times a game he's sacked.
Yeah.
You fools. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E. Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from car tips to hot topics to meat of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light-optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, Sleet or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
All right, folks. Victor begged me yesterday. Well, before we do that, I have a treat for y'all. Snowman Sportsnet makes its debut, and tonight it's some hockey, as 2 of the original 6 go at it as the Chicago Blackhawks take on the New York Rangers from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. We start the party at 6:45 with the Buona Parlay pregame show. Hope you join us. All right. Victor texted me yesterday while I was out running an errand, and he said, "Snowman?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I need to go off." I'm like, "Why do you need to go off?" And all he said was 24-0. That's all I needed to hear. Oh, before I give him the floor, hey, Caleb Williams, Chicago Bears, you took a big, fat, stupid, craptacular. Now, here are the random musings of all yours.
How many times do we have to go through this with the Bears?
It isn't once too many times.
It's every time they said, well, all we need is a new coach and a new quarterback, and we're good.
How many times have they said that since Jay Cutler, dear God?
How many times have they said that since Rex Grossman?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby.
We just need a new head coach and a new quarterback, and we're good. We're set.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not.
Just
no, you're not.
From the days of
Not in this
Jim
world, you're
McMahon to Eric Kramer.
Yep.
To Cade McNown.
Oh, God.
To Jim Miller, Rex Grossman,
Mm-hmm.
Jay Cutler, to Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
And now you are here with Caleb Williams. And once again, you're like, we have a franchise quarterback. We just need a head coach that can help him.
No.
And once again, you find yourself in the same issue after basically jettisoning Matt Uberfools, which was a good idea.
Very.
But you have nothing.
Say that again. Say that again.
You have nothing. The only thing you have that could be of some note is you have DeAndre Swift and Rome Odunze. Rome Odunze is young. This is his first year, just like it's Caleb's first year.
True.
And you would think that the Bears would try to make this a tandem. They're starting out young, kind of get them some good chemistry. But no, because you guys stupidly mortgaged and risked and doubled down and thrown away your entire future for DJ Moore, who looks like the invisible man out there half the time.
Can I get a witness in the congregation?
DJ Moore pulling his best John Cena impersonations.
But the biggest issue with the Bears isn't even Caleb Williams.
Nope.
It's your lack of an offensive line that can do one thing: run blocking.
Uh-huh.
You have, in my opinion, a top tier running back in DeAndre Swift. Did exceptionally well with the Lions, exceptionally well with the Eagles when they used him before they decided to get in their own way and call upon Jalen Hurts to take over the load of running.
Preach.
And now you're going to do it again with Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
It has become nightmarish to watch a Bears football game.
You're not wrong.
I woke up in a cold sweat last night. I woke up screaming.
You woke up screaming?
I woke up screaming. My brother asked me, yo, what's wrong? I said, I had a nightmare. He said, what was it? Spiders? No, a Bears game.
All I could say is it could be worse. You could have been dreaming about the stuff we deal with up here in New England because of this fool.
Fair, but we're not that far. But the Bears are not that far away from what the Patriots are going through. And at the very least, dog, the Patriots have had Super Bowl title after title after title. Yes, they was with TB12, but y'all had success. The Bears have not been champions since '85. The last time they had a chance to be Super Bowl champions, they got a foot put in their ass by the Indianapolis Colts in 2006.
Peyton Manning.
Prime Peyton.
Mm-hmm. Peyton Manning.
Not painting Manning, not debating Manning. Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
And the thing is that, to me, where they threw off was when they got rid of Lovie Smith. Now, look, Lovie Smith didn't have the most successful years, but he instilled a philosophy that was shown to do numbers. Get off the bus running, get behind a stellar defense, like with Peanut Tillman and Brian Urlacher and Lance Briggs. And, of course, we had the two monsters up front, Keith Traylor and Ted Washington.
Oh, yeah.
You had a chance to get something done. And it's like, why aren't the Bears doing this? The whole idea of the Bears being a run-first offense was mainly because of how it is in cold weather. Don't want to throw the football a lot? Run the football.
Run the football.
Smash mouth.
Run the football, will you please?
But we don't see that with this Bears team. We didn't see that with the Uber Fools, and we're probably not going to see it with the next coach that comes down the pike.
Nope.
Nope. I don't see it.
And as I said before, it deals with the culture.
Mm-hmm.
The Chicago Bears culture has been to preach a big game, talk a big game, and then don't back it up. Look absolutely inept.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Williams could be a great quarterback, but he has to be upright to do so.
Not wrong.
Didn't people say that about Brock?
Exactly. And look,
didn't people say that about Brock?
Brock has been upright, correct?
Correctamundo.
Brock's been upright.
Mm-hmm.
Against an extremely injured Niners team, you couldn't go. You went an entire half scoreless.
And again, this Niners team is beat up. Their season's probably over as they trail the Seahawks by 2 full games in the division. Mm-hmm. Can they still come back and win the division? Yeah, but they got to get healthy. And the Niners won a pivotal game yesterday. This was do or die for San Francisco, even more so on Thursday. Go ahead, Victor.
And as far as the Keenan Allen situation goes, I kind of look at Keenan Allen with Caleb Williams. The same look at Jaden Daniels and Noah Brown. Mm-hmm. Not a bad tandem, but he's not your number one.
Nope.
You should be throwing that ball to Terry McLaurin. Just like Caleb should be throwing the ball to Romadonze. And no, I am not saying throw the ball to DJ Moore because, let's be honest, DJ Moore has not been showing that he has sure hands. He has not been showing that he has those sure hands like he used to.
And we saw it in Frisco.
We saw it against Minnesota.
Yep.
It's a problem with the Bears that they're trying to turn themselves into like the Patriots, like the Colts, more of a pass first offense. But the problem is
they're trying to be Kansas City.
They're trying to be Kansas City, but here's the problem. The Patriots back in the TB in the Brady era, they had a stellar offensive line. I don't think you.
We did.
You
Underrated.
You rarely saw Brady go down.
No, he barely ever went down.
Look, underrated offensive line.
Mm-hmm. You rarely saw Peyton go down. Now, yes, a good chunk of that is the fact they knew what to do with the football, and they were able to make quick reads and get the ball off. But they also had a stellar offensive line that gave them a good 3 to 5 seconds to survey the field and throw the football, or if there's nothing there, to throw the football away. Something we have yet to see with Caleb Williams because he barely has a second and a half.
That was proven.
And what did the Bears do with their other draft picks? Because, yes, the first one went to Caleb. The second one went to Rome. What about the other picks you had? Why did none of those picks go to offensive linemen? Why didn't you pick offensive linemen in the offseason when you had space to do so?
And you had the chance to do so. When you had the chance to do so.
And the thing is, the Bears didn't play scared. The Bears played defeated. They basically went in. They went in knowing they were going to get their asses handed to them, and so they didn't put up even an inkling of a fight.
Nope.
They didn't put an inkling of a fight. You know how when you see boxers who know they're not going to win a match, they just go into a corner and just kind of ball up and just let the punishment rain down on them? That's what the Bears did.
Prime Mike Tyson era.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what the Bears did. They sat in the corner and they balled themselves up in the fetal position and just let the kick start raining down. No fight, no sense of urgency.
None. N-U-N-N, none.
And to me, it goes all the way to the top. It goes back to Virginia. That witch. She does not care about this team's playoff stands. She doesn't care about this team's success on the field.
That money hungry witch.
All she cares about is the fact that she has a NFL team that she can parade around.
Sounds like Gerald.
It is Gerald. She is the female version of Gerald.
Beat me to it.
She's the female version of Gerald. And it's going to stay that way until someone takes her out of that position.
Yeah, but who's got the balls to do it?
Nobody. Well, one, no one's going to be able to take on that paycheck, that payout.
Nope.
But if you did, my God, get some football people in there.
Yep.
Someone who knows X's and O's. Someone who knows talent and the depth chart. Someone who knows that you're supposed to use the I formation.
Someone knows a better way to use the, dare I say it, pistol formation.
Oh, dear God, McCarthy.
McCarthy's just wrong.
The people he said that could actually take on Virginia's deal. The Johnson brothers, David Tepper, Shad Khan.
Oh, my God.
It's bad enough Shad's got the land of AEW on lockdown. He doesn't need Chicago.
Right.
Hell no. Oh, jeez.
But I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. Chicago Bears, y'all's is trash. It is bad for you, and it's going to be bad for the foreseeable future until something happens in that front office, until a general manager has changed, the vice president of football operations changes. It's not just going to be we fired our head coach and going to get a new one, and we have our franchise quarterback. We just need a good head coach and a quarterback's coach that can get them back on track. No. The whole philosophy's got to change. Get back to running the football. Draft yourself a viable offensive line that can not only protect your quarterback, but create lanes for your running back to make big yardage gains, so that when it comes down to these situations, you have play action to use.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Until then, at some point, we're going to hope and pray that Mr. Bass can take Virginia McCaskey back to hell.
And those are the random musings of the Playmaker standing by. When we come back, we're at the end of period 1. We will start period 2 when y'all get back, because we got a lot of college football to talk about. The Playmaker joins us, and then later on, Jay Spivey joins us. This is Snowman in the Morning. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meet beep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light-optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit SnowmanMultimediaSports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to SnowmanMultimediaSports.com/Fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
We're going to have a lot of fun because this guy's back.
Yep.
Now, forgive me not knowing the brother. You got your mic black. I don't know who the hell you are. It's like you're in the Broadcasting Witness Protection Program.
Good morning, Playmaker. How you be?
Yo.
What's up?
Agent Zero in the house.
That's right.
Agent Playmaker is
I'm in the
here.
building.
And guess who else is here?
I see. I know.
Passionate.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
DIETZ.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
Oh, it's a party.
Oh, we got a full blown house up in here today.
Got a full house. What up, Deets?
A fatal 5-way.
Right.
Yeah, fatal 5-way indeed. And
my goodness.
Talking college football playoff and the craziness within.
Oh,
I'm starting to playmaker. Give me your thoughts on the playoff and the teams they're in. Did the committee get it right?
Based on the system that was in place, yes. Because what the committee did was to make sure championship weekend means something. They would have done that if they would have put in anybody else above SMU.
Oh yeah.
Now is the system right? No.
But
did the committee do the right job with the system that they had? Yes.
Let me go to Deets. Same question to you, my friend.
Did they get what they did? And we talked about this before, and I talked about it when they created this. They followed the system they have, which is no system at all. There's no criteria. Everything they did was team to team based on their credit. Oh, how many losses you have matters. Oh, who you lost to matters. And then for certain teams, it's no. Ohio State lost to Michigan, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all that they lost to a bad Michigan team at home. And that didn't matter. Oh, because they beat Indiana. Oh, Indiana got in because they lost to Ohio State and it was a good loss.
Yeah.
So what was your what criteria they had changed to, instead of having a criteria and saying, here's what we needed, this team met it, this team didn't. What they did is they took each spot and they said, well, this team's criteria is this team's criteria is that, and that they use that to justify each and every team rather than having one thing and saying, let's go with this. I would like, as I've been saying all year, I would like you to earn your spot. It's not about how many losses you have. It's about how many wins against good teams you have. I don't care if you've lost one game, but you've been playing Our Lady of the Poors. Okay, I don't care if your best win is against as we always say, Ohio Valley Community College. I don't care if that's your best win. If that's your best win on the season, you don't deserve to be in the playoff. And if you've lost 3 games, but you've beaten Georgia, the best team in the country, then what are we talking about?
Yep.
That's a better win than anybody else on your schedule. You need to have something to verify this. I don't care that Alabama had 3 losses. They beat 3 good teams during the season.
Go ahead, playmaker.
See, here's the thing. We all know each conference isn't valued the same.
Right.
Nope,
that's
they're
the
not.
problem. There's no way to put in a criteria to equally play every team. If you brought up Alabama, yes, they beat Georgia, but you can't go on the road to a sorry Oklahoma team and get beat by 21.
Yeah, they lost that game 24-3. And 3 losses kept them out. And to bring up a thing that Dietz talked about all the time, did you play in a conference championship? In fact, that was among Dietz's first intro. Did you get rewarded for not playing a conference championship, or did you get punished for playing in a conference championship? USC, Ohio State a few years ago.
Yeah, no.
And they did not punish SMU.
No, SMU is not the problem. SMU is not the problem. I'm glad SMU got in.
Me too.
What it showed us is that Championship Saturday is completely meaningless. I mean, basically, it's seeding, and that's it. And that's when I went into this, that's the way it should be. Conference championships should be for conference championships and buys, and that's it.
I think
losing that game should not hurt your playoff chances because you had to play an extra game and the other teams didn't. That's fine. I'm talking about the regular season, and if we talk about you can't lose to a sorry this team, a sorry that team. If I'm a big time program right now, I'm looking at this and I'm saying Indiana's schedule. Indiana did not play a ranked team. They played one ranked team all year, and they got their butts kicked by them.
And that's Ohio
They got
State.
their butts kicked by the one ranked team they played. They got their butts kicked by them. If I'm a big time program in the SEC or the Big Ten, you know what I'm telling them? You know what that tells me? That tells me go out, schedule cupcakes, go out, get 11 wins, and that's all you need to do. You don't need to play anybody else out of conference. You don't need to schedule a big game. You don't need to play Clemson. You don't need to play USC. You don't need to play any of these teams out of conference. All you need to do is schedule to get 10 wins and you're good to go.
You know what the problem is with Indiana?
What's that?
Nobody saw this coming from Indiana.
True. No.
Indiana was on nobody's radar. And all of a sudden you looked up and you're like, not only are they winning, they beating everybody by double digits.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. What is Kurt saying doing up in Indiana that wasn't done previously?
Right. What is changed? Let me go to the playmaker here. What changed for Indiana this year to have them have the year that they had, play Ohio State when they were ranked number 5 in the nation at one time, and get into the playoff? What was the turning point for the Indiana Hoosiers?
Kurt said they put the Deion Sanders. When he left James Madison, those players came with him.
True.
The transfer portal, getting Rourke,
Curtis Rourke from Ohio,
getting a quarterback, getting a quarterback that could throw the ball.
Yeah,
this is what I need for the committee and everybody in charge of the playoffs to do. Number one, get rid of the freaking rankings. That is confusing for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
The way that you seeded these teams, of course, to their rankings don't make sense. Get rid of the rankings. I just need y'all to just let me know who's in the 12-team playoffs and why they are in that spot. I don't need to see no rankings.
Right.
Secondly, stick with the automatic bids for the conference championship, but do not give them automatic buys.
Because
conference championship should not get automatic buys because if we want to talk about resumes and stacking the 12 teams, the best team should be able to get that buy.
True.
Because if you look at it, you have the number one. Everybody know who the number one team is. Oregon.
It's Oregon.
But they have to play the winner of Ohio State or Tennessee.
Oregon right now would be facing Ohio State, Tennessee in the Rose Bowl on January 1st.
And then you're gonna give Boise State, and shout out to Boise State. They finally got back to relevancy.
Yes.
But they get either SMU or Penn State, and everybody looking at Penn State like, hey, Penn State, you might have an easy route.
Yep.
But you're the 6th seed in the playoffs.
Figure that one out.
So yes, the conference championship should not get automatic buys unless the resume shows
that they deserve automatic buys.
They deserve an automatic buy.
Let me go to Dietz. Dietz, what do you think about that? Getting rid of the rankings.
I've said it all ever since they started this. Have a set criteria. My set criteria is conference championship, and you have to have 3, and you have to have 2 or more wins over other top 15 teams. That's how you determine a bye. Not this team won a conference championship. Okay, but if you didn't beat anybody else to get there, then we shouldn't be having it. Make your criteria. Make people have to play each other. Make teams have to play out of conference. Make that your thing. Because what we're talking about right now, we're not talking about, the playoff is going to be fine. The games are going to be fine in the playoffs. Are there going to be blowouts? Absolutely. There's going to be blowouts. We've had blowouts all the time. Mm-hmm. No matter what system we have, there's going to be great games. There's going to be bad games.
Yes,
it's college football. You can have great games when you don't expect it. You can have blowouts when you don't expect it.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is making all 12 weeks matter. And you have to make the college football season matter. If it's just coming down to, you can play garbage teams and still get in the playoff, then guess what? That's what teams are going to do.
Yeah.
And that's what smart teams are going to do. Because you know what? They're not going to schedule against big time teams. You're not going to get big time games. You're not going to get those opportunities because teams are going to play it safe, and teams just want to get in the playoff, and that's it. That's going to be their recruiting tool. Look what Indiana did this weekend. They sent it out on Saturday. Come to Indiana, make a playoff, and play in a big game. Well, no, you played. You didn't play in big games. You played in one big game and you got throttled.
Yep.
You got throttled in one big game. The rest of your games nobody else saw.
So what's this do for Indiana going forward, knowing they played the one big team in Ohio State and they got throttled, and that was in the horseshoe. But it's still the 10-1. The 10-win season is still going to bring some recruits for Indiana going forward. So looking at a team like Indiana, Dietz, I'll come to you first. What does this do for them going forward?
They'll get a bump. They'll get a bump off. They'll get a bump off this, but it all depends on what happens. It all depends on what happens on December 20th. If they go out there and play their game and get completely smashed again, it could be the complete opposite, where people go, well, yeah, you're going to go to a playoff, but if you lose by 56,
true. And they have an in-state rival in Notre Dame.
Yeah, if they get completely smashed by Notre Dame, people are going to go, well, and people are going to say exactly what Playmaker was just talking about with these games. They're going to go, well, Notre Dame had an easy ride because they got Indiana. They're going to go, oh, the committee fixed it to get Notre Dame an easy ride, and it's going to be that kind of thing. And then it's going to backfire. It's going to backfire on them. Now, if they go out and beat Notre Dame, they might get a bump if they play well in that game. They might get a bump recruiting. What's going to help them recruit is playing Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, playing the big time Big Ten games, and being able to go out and play in one of these, season opener games where they get to go play an SEC team, where they get to go play a team from the ACC, where they get to play, a Big 12 powerhouse like an Iowa State or an Arizona State, somebody else who's up and coming, and that's what we're talking about. But if we watch this committee, if we go off this committee and what they did, if I'm Indiana, there's no way I'm scheduling that game. There's no way I'm not touching that, because I can just win 10 games and get in.
Now, you just brought up dealing with Indiana and Notre Dame. Winner of that goes to Georgia. What does that say for what Georgia has to do coming up? Because they'd be having the Sugar Bowl to end the nightcap on January 1st.
Let's toss that to the Playmaker. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, they better be, whoever wins that game better be ready, because we know Kirby Smart gonna have his team ready.
Yep.
That's going. If they ain't ready, they're gonna get the doors blown off of them, and if they get the doors blown off of them, that's gonna help Deez's point. You haven't played nobody all season. You went against the champion of the Southeastern Conference, and you couldn't hang.
Right. Well, I'm wondering what they do with that. I'm wondering, because they gave everybody buys, right?
Yes.
So I'm wondering, are they going to do it college basketball style, where it doesn't matter? The brackets are the brackets, and we go with the way it is, or are they going to go NFL style, where they reseed after the next round to make sure that the best teams get the best matchups?
They are not reseeding.
Yeah, they're not reseeding.
That's the thing about buy. That's the thing about having a buy. If you have buys, you have to reseed it each time, because once you're in a bracket, it changes everything. And like I said, if Notre Dame wins that game, what it says about Georgia is basically they said, "Hey, Georgia, here, take the best. You get the best team in the next round." Because Notre Dame is the best. Notre Dame should have been in one of the top 4. Instead, because they don't have a conference championship, they can't get a bye, so they don't get through. I don't know why they weren't in a bracket with Arizona State. They should have been in Arizona State's bracket.
Mm-hmm.
But we could talk about seeding all day long, but that's what I would do. I would reseed them after. If you're going to have a bye, you have to reseed it to reward the guys who had the bye.
Darian Hopkins joins us. He said, "I'm sorry, at this point, Notre Dame needs to be in a conference." Let me toss that to Playmaker. Your thoughts on that? Should Notre Dame be in a conference, or should they still remain independent?
They should be in a conference, but guess this is the crazy part. Only in football. They're not in a conference.
Well, we talked about it all the time. I mean, what do they need to be in a? No, we want them to be in a conference. Mm-hmm. They don't need the conference needs them. They don't need the conference.
True.
They got the brand name and the money from NBC, so they choose not to be in the conference.
They have their own television contract that they split one way. You go into a conference, you split it 17 ways.
17 ways, yeah. And they're keeping that TV contract they've had with Notre Dame since 1990, and the prices get higher and higher and higher. And NBC doesn't care, and Notre Dame doesn't care. Look at the relationship that they've had, as I said, since 1990, when they first announced that exclusive television contract.
That's why they exclude. Say, okay, Notre Dame, you can make the playoffs, but you'll never get a bye. We don't care if you go undefeated or not.
And let me go to Dietz with the same question. Should Notre Dame be in a conference, or should they continue to be independent? Because Darian says that Notre Dame needs to be in a conference. Dietz, your thoughts on that?
Well, like I said, I'd like to see them I'd like to see them enter a conference. I'd like to see them enter into the Big Ten, because it makes more sense for Notre Dame to be in the Big Ten, to play Purdue, to play Michigan, to play USC. You Michigan State. You have built-in rivalries right there.
Right.
When they enter a conference, like when they entered the Big East for no reason, or when they enter, play in the ACC where they have there's not a single rivalry on the schedule. Then that changes a lot for Notre Dame. So would I like to see them in a conference? Yeah, because it's fine. We saw them enter the ACC during COVID. Mm-hmm. Remember, Notre Dame entered a conference because that was the only way to play games. You could only play conference games. You couldn't play out of conference because of stupid COVID rules.
Right.
But they entered a conference, and what happened? They made the conference championship, and and them entering a conference, it wouldn't change. It wouldn't change the way I feel about Notre Dame. It wouldn't change anything. All it would change for Notre Dame is less money from their television contract.
Right.
So Notre Dame would make less money, but if you want to be a prestigious program again, if you want to be the prestigious football program, Notre Dame has to get in a conference, but they don't have to for themselves. I want to see them, but they don't have. They don't have to. They can function just fine on their own.
Take a break. When we come back, more college football playoff stuff, and then top of hour 3, Jay Spivey will join the conversation. This is Snowman in the morning, along with Totally, as we're getting Totally DIETZ and the Playmakers included. We're back in a deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got, game-winning interception, first down, just a nice solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quins.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meat beef of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Let's talk Heisman, shall we?
All right.
The 2 correct candidates are not even getting a sniff of the Heisman Trophy conversation. Those 2 candidates, like we called here on Thursday.
You said correct candidates. And you said 2.
Mm-hmm.
One of them that's in there is the correct candidate.
Which one?
Dylan Gabriel.
Oh, we can go Dylan Gabriel. I don't mind that.
the correct candidates that we said on Thursday that should go to New York showed out. Dylan Gabriel and Ashton Genty.
Dylan went 22 of 32 for 283, 4 touches in the game against Penn State. And Genty went 32 carries, 209, and 1 touch in the Mountain West Championship against UNLV.
And he had Ashton Genty had the spotlight all to himself Friday night.
Yeah, he did.
On the blue turf at Boise State, and he did not disappoint.
Total of 300.
What do you have at the half? 134 yards at the half.
134 yards, and he had a 70-yard touchdown run. That was ridiculous.
That actually ended the game.
That was game over. That was game over. Let me come to playmaker here. Why isn't Ashton Genty being mentioned?
He is being mentioned. He's one of the 2 finalists. He's between him and Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter?
Yes.
Who the hell is he? I'm kidding.
That's why I didn't respond.
I'm kidding.
I know you just that's why
I'm kidding.
Because here's the funny thing that you brought that up, because I'm doing Bear Down the Gridiron today. I'm doing this today. And,
that means I got to get a promo to you of our playoff coverage. Oh God.
Oh yeah.
So if you look at Ashton Genty, right? 344 carries, 2,497 rushing yards, 7.3 yards per carry, 29 rushing touchdowns, 20 catches, 116 yards, and a touchdown. That is his numbers for the season. Flip it over to Travis Hunter as a cornerback. That was his first position, was cornerback. 31 total tackles, 20 solo, 11 pass defense, 1 forced fumble, 4 interception. As a wide receiver, 92 catches, 1,152 yards.
2 receptions.
Yeah, 92 receptions, 1,152 receiving yards, 12.5 yards per catch, and 14 touchdowns.
Wow.
Those are you 2 finalists.
So why is Dylan Gabriel getting shunned? Or did I miss that?
It could be quarterback fatigue.
That could be.
Because remember, at one point we said the Heisman is pretty much a quarterback award.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you have these 2 guys come in and they putting up these numbers.
Is it Travis Hunter's Heisman to lose?
If you ask everyone else in the voting committee, yes.
Yeah.
Because everyone is basically going to be on Coach Prime's you-know-what when it comes down to things because of what he's been able to do for Colorado.
Yeah, 10-win season. Downstairs to DIETZ. Is the Heisman Travis Hunter's to lose?
They've been marketing him since day one. I mean, since the season opened, they have been pushing him. Why? Because he plays on both sides. Here's the funniest thing about Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is up for the Heisman. He's up for the Maxwell Award. He's up for the most outstanding defensive player, the Bednarik Award.
Defensive Player of the Year.
You want to know what award he's not up for? The Jim Thorpe Award.
Jim Thorpe.
So just understand this. He's up for the best defensive player award, but he's not up for the best defensive back award.
Right.
So tell me how that makes sense.
Right.
Tell me how that can happen. You cannot be the best defensive player if you're not the best defensive player at your defensive position.
At your position.
It makes no sense. But to get back to that, I mean, we talked about this last year. It doesn't go to the most deserving player. Right. It's going to go to the best hyped player, the most hyped player that they have. And I mean, look what we just saw.
Yep.
Look what we just saw. And you brought up the right name, Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel Oregon just put on a show where they scored the third most points in a Big Ten championship game of all time.
Yep.
They had I think the most yards in a Big Ten championship game of all time.
Yep.
This is all that Dylan Gabriel did, and basically, what this is basically, and we talked about it with Snowman. You talked about it all last year in women's college basketball. You talked about it all WNBA. This is the Caitlin Clark syndrome of Well, Dylan Gabriel's got an extra year because of COVID.
Yep.
Oh, he's got an extra year, so we're not. He shouldn't be out there with these kids. No, you allowed him to play.
Exactly.
He's playing college football. It counts. Deal with it. You gave it to him. Now you got to make your bed. You make your bed. You got to lie in it.
That's the thing. They allowed him. Somebody look up the finalists for me, please. We're going to do live research here, and I'm trying to look it up myself.
Give me a second. I'm on it.
If I remember correctly, it should be Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, Dylan Gabriel, and Cam Ward.
Well, Cam Ward's candidacy ended.
Take a look. I'm looking at this now. There's never been a set number, but it's safe to assume Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty will be those making the trip. The award was presented to quarterbacks in the last 8 years. Quarterback Dylan Gabriel, Miami quarterback Cam Ward could also be announced. The finalists will be announced today, and there's no time on when it's going to happen, so it could happen later this afternoon or tonight.
All right, so we'll
have that tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have that tomorrow.
They'll beat up, but it's just between Hunter and Genty. That's pretty much it.
That's my thought.
If it's between those two, Genty just showed you. I mean, just showed you what and Dog read the stat on Thursday when I was on. He averaged 191 yards a game. And what does he do in the championship game? He goes for over 200.
He goes for 209. And Deets, you said it on Thursday.
Close.
And Deets, you said it on Thursday. His numbers, that average is going to go up.
And here's my question though. Mm-hmm. Do they reward Genty and punish Travis Hunter for not being able to play for an extra game? It's almost the same thing like SMU and Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Ashton Genty got to play one more game. Travis Hunter couldn't.
They should, because and we talked about this because Snowman and I talked about it when we did the damn game.
Yes.
When we played the game and when in the biggest game that they had, which was the second half at Kansas.
At Kansas.
How many times did Travis Hunter touch the football? If he's the best player in the country, how many times should he touch the football?
A lot.
And he touched it 0 times.
0 touches.
He got 0 touches in the second half.
He got 5 targets late in the first half.
That could explain why they got blown out.
Mm-hmm.
Because Travis Hunter got them back in the game.
Yeah, Travis Hunter got them back in the game in the first half. He got them back in the game. Deets and I did that game. 0 touches in the second half for Travis Hunter.
And
none. Nunski. 37-21 Kansas. Now let me pose this question. If Colorado does not lose to Kansas State and Kansas, as Droid brought up in our group chat, are they a playoff team, first to playmaker?
Yes. Because you would have had a shot at the Big 12, and you taking two of the 3 losses that they had,
mm-hmm.
and you're not getting punished because you made your conference championship.
True.
The committee, we can say that now because of what the committee did with SMU.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado being in the playoffs, and then you put Coach Prime in the playoffs.
Well, they were you want to talk about a push? They were pushing that all year, also. Weren't they? They were pushing that all year. They were pushing that because Dion and the coaching staff made adjustments after they got the doors blown off of them at Nebraska. True.
Because there was a different narrative going on after that game.
Yep. And that was week 2 of the season when they had 28 points hung on them in the first half, and Nebraska just played defense the entire second half of that game. Okay. Same question to DIETZ. If you take away the 2 losses against Kansas and Kansas State, is Colorado a playoff team?
Well, yeah. If you take away the losses and put them in the win column, I mean, of course you would talk about it, and you'd be talking about them. You'd be talking about them the same way we talk about Indiana. I mean, they won a bunch of games, and they had one. You know, they would only have 1 or 2 loss. You know, they'd have probably one or 2 losses. You know, if you took away 2 of their losses, they'd only have 1 loss. So you'd be lumping them straight in there. But again, they didn't play. Their out of conference game was Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. So I'd be sitting here telling you, yeah, Colorado played. They're good, but they didn't earn a spot. They didn't they didn't beat anybody to get there.
Which brings me back to your example about Indiana getting in the playoff.
But again, they didn't. I mean, Colorado did not play. They didn't play Iowa State. They didn't play BYU. They didn't play Arizona State. They didn't play. They played
Arizona, blew the doors off of them. They barely. You know what told me it was going to be like an up and down year for Colorado, even though they won 10 games. North Dakota State. They barely, and I repeat, barely beat North Dakota State. 31-26 was the final of that game.
I'll tell you right now, the turning point that they knew that this season was going to be up and down had to be the OT win against Baylor 38-31 early.
That's the game right there. But
yes.
Everybody knows if you schedule a Dakota team as your first game, you better buckle up your helmet.
Exactly.
Because you're going to be in a dogfight.
Mm-hmm. North Dakota State, South Dakota State, who has a national championship, by the way. North Dakota State's got many of them. Okay. South Dakota, who's the number 1 seed in Division I AA, and we're going to cover that in terms of play-by-play later on this year. But dude, I already asked the question: did the committee get it right? So we'll leave that alone now.
Now I'll bring up a point that DIETZ just brought up, that they haven't played anybody like a BYU or anything. Colorado's got BYU in the Alamo Bowl. What is that going to do for them? You know, depending on what happens in the game itself.
I'll answer that question. A boatload of money.
This is how this happens, all right? Because I know people. Because I was like everybody else. Why is there a all Big 12 conference game in a bowl season?
Bowl season. Yep.
What happened is it was the Alamo Bowl. They still have the rights to the former Pac-12 schools.
Yes.
So pretty much in bowl season, those Pac-12 teams that went to other conferences, they are still considered Pac-12 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So Oregon's in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Arizona State's in the playoffs.
Yep. So they couldn't get either.
Who is your next best Pac-12 team?
Colorado.
And then they end up getting BYU.
Yes.
And ironically, BYU is actually ranked higher than Colorado in the seedings right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually crazy how that Big 12 came down, because you were talking about Colorado only played one of the other 3 teams, which is Kansas State. Kansas State won. You talking about Kansas State losing to Iowa State. You got BYU losing to Arizona State. It was a crazy way.
That game against Iowa State came down to a miracle finish, if I remember correctly.
I do believe you're right.
Remember that was remember, Snowman, that was the game where they stormed the field twice.
Yes. Yes. and they had to play one more second, like what, 3 separate times?
Where they had 1,000 people on the field, and they said, "Oh, we need to play another second."
Yes.
Clear 1 million people off the field.
Hey, I'm giving Arizona State head coach of the year.
I agree. Wes Pruitt is with us. He says, Snowman, the committee got it perfectly correct. According to their system, yes. According to the system, yes. And Wes, I have a bone to pick with you.
Now,
me and Wes having a fun time on Facebook.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I love Wes. I love you, Wes. Wes, you need to get your butt on this program, and soon. More on that. More on that later. Who is the most surprising team, in you guys' opinion, to make the playoff? I'll start with the playmaker.
Indiana.
Okay.
Because nobody looked at Indiana like, okay, that's Indiana. When you look at the Big Ten, who are the teams you were looking at? Ohio State.
With
that $20 million roster that they put together. I'm looking at you, Ryan Day. Michigan, because all the changeover, but they are defending national champions, so we need to see what they look like.
Right.
Of course, Penn State.
Of course.
Even though we know James Franklin can't win the big game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's been proven twice now. Ohio State and Oregon.
And then Oregon. Well, how Oregon look like coming into the Big Ten? Is this West Coast team that's going to waltz into the Big Ten and take over? I don't think so, even though I'm the one who picked Oregon to win the Big Ten, by the way.
I did too.
I think everyone had Oregon in the cards for that one.
I picked Oregon. I wrote it down. I picked Oregon to win the Big Ten Conference, and people looked at me like I was nuts.
So we were looking at Indiana. Yeah, this is just Indiana. All of a sudden, you looked up. How did Indiana win 10 games?
Right.
Wait a minute. So you looking like, okay,
Like,
they ain't
the
play
hell?
nobody. They skip by. Then you look at the schedule. Oh no, they did. They just ain't winning. They beating people behind. Okay, we whooping behinds over here in Indiana. All right, Kurtson, let me see what you got. You got Ohio State coming up. First half looked good. First half was like, ooh, this Indiana team looks good. And then Ohio State flexed their muscles in the second half.
Yeah, Ohio State woke up because Indiana marched right down the field, punched them in the face, led 7-0, stopped Ohio State on the 2-yard line.
I think that's when Ohio State was like, oh, okay, so they for real. Oh,
yes.
Okay, wait a minute, hold on.
That's when the Buckeyes woke up.
That's when
the Buckeyes woke up.
Ohio State, you going to lose to Michigan for a fourth consecutive year.
Let me help bolster Playmaker's point here, because I'll show it on my screen. This is my preseason book. Okay.
Yep.
In the rankings for the Big Ten preview, the projected order of finish. I'm not gonna go through all 18, but I'm going to start from the bottom. Number 18, Purdue. Number 17, Indiana.
Wow.
That's all you need to know. At the beginning of the year, they thought they were they had them behind Snowman's beloved Northwestern.
Yes. And Indiana came in Northwestern and kicked our tail.
And Indiana did what they did.
I
would argue the same way. I would argue the same thing with SMU. SMU is, and
when was SMU predicted to finish?
I'll look that up right now. But the fact that they went into the ACC, they had the same thing that Oregon had. This team from Tech, and to preview later on in the show, we'll have Mr. ACC coming on the show later on. I'd love to hear what Jay Spivey has to say about a Texas team playing in the Atlantic Coast Conference Championship.
And why do you look up the rankings for the ACC? Shout out to Arizona State, because they were picked last in the Big 12.
Yes,
they were picked dead last.
And look what they did. Ran the table.
SMU was 7th, by the way. Projected to be 7th in the ACC.
Oh, just to be petty. Who was number 1 on that list? I'm just want to be petty.
Yeah. Guess who was number 1? the Florida State. Florida State.
So I just want to be petty right now. Who was number 1 on that list?
Florida State. Florida State, and we all saw what happened to them. Doggone Court. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
And we all saw what happened to them. Right? We all saw what happened to them. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Jay Spivey will join the party, and break the ACC into pieces. Hour 3 when y'all get back.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals, chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Twins.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meet of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
As Ray Clay said best, dog.
Yes.
Who's waiting?
Oh, I think I got an idea on who that might be. And if you would allow, I was about to say, if you would allow me, from North Carolina.
That's what I was waiting on. Jay Spivey is with us. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey guys, how you doing? It's been a long time.
Been a while. We're gonna keep this connection fixed. All right, man. I'll ask you some of the questions I asked some of the panel and in the chat. Did the college football playoff committee get this right with their first 12-team selection?
No, they did not. I don't care what people say. Alabama's better than SMU.
Well, how you feel about conference championship, Jay?
Well, they're going to keep doing it. There's too much money involved to not keep doing it.
True.
So I mean, there's no way they're going to dismantle those things.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you a question. Bring up a point that Dietz said. Does it make the regular season like meaningless now?
No, I think it's actually more meaningful. I think this season's been better than most people thought it'd be.
I agree, because there have been some crazy games this past year.
Well, let's face it. If we just stayed with last year's format and have only 4 teams, the last couple of weeks would have meant nothing.
Right.
True.
Right. Because the 4 teams would have pretty much been sealed by then.
And I think you're going to see some tweaks next year. I mean, I heard somebody on ESPN last night. They're going to have to tweak the seeding process because I mean, there's no reason Boise State and Clemson should be ranked ahead of some other teams. That's ridiculous.
Right.
They should only be guaranteed spots, not seedings.
Mm-hmm. So, which teams would you have let in?
Oh, Alabama for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what people say. The most overrated team in this, and I know a lot of people are going to criticize me for this because of what I said over the year. The most overrated team in this whole field is Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are only a few teams in the SEC that could not beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, I agree.
Ole Miss would kill them. They're not in. Ole Miss is really good.
They are. Ole Miss held Georgia to 10 points. 10.
Now you tell me how it's right where it's by
Yeah,
far.
but they had their season go down the drain in the swamp.
I know the Big Ten is good. I get that. But you tell me that by far the best conference in college football only gets 3 teams in, and the Big Ten gets 4?
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
It is a gauntlet every single week in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
There are very few gimmies in the SEC. That's not the case in the Big Ten. That is not the case.
And a team from the old Pac-10, I can't say Pac-12, the old Pac-10 comes into the Big Ten and run. Save Wisconsin, they run roughshod over everybody. How was Oregon able to pull that off?
They have unlimited money and resources.
True.
Because of the swoosh.
Because of Nike.
Well, Snowman, you're like this. How'd the Big Eight look? How'd the Big Eight look? You want to take it way back?
Yeah.
SMU, Texas, both playing in their conference championships.
Big Eight and Southwest Conference.
Yeah. And then you come in and you let Arizona State dominate.
Yep. Arizona State killed the Big 12.
Just dominated.
Yeah, they did.
Everybody's hope. Jay, you mentioned this to me. Everybody's hope at the top of the season, and we talked about this, was for Colorado to win the Big 12. And everybody was picking Colorado to run roughshod over the Big 12. Then they ran into the state of Kansas. And that shot them down.
Well, I got nothing against Deion. I'm tired of these people keep calling him Coach Prime. His name is not Coach Prime. He's either Deion Sanders or he's Coach Sanders. Take your pick.
That's what I saw. That's what I call him. Coach
I
Sanders.
got nothing against him personally. We both root for the 49ers. He was on that fantastic 49ers team. So I got nothing against him personally. But there's coming a point where he's going to have to win something, and he's not won anything.
No, he hasn't.
No.
And next year, he's not going to have his son playing quarterback for him.
It's like they want to give him the adulation without him actually getting the accolades or getting the achievement of actually taking him to a bowl game or getting Colorado into the playoffs.
And I'm sure he's made Colorado a fortune because it was a horrible program before he took it over.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. But you got to win at some point.
Jay, when it comes to SMU, how would you assess how they played in the first half? Was it them realizing that you're actually in the ACC championship game?
I don't think it had anything to do with the ACC. I think they were just shocked to be in the championship period.
Wow. You know what?
Talent-wise, they're right there with Clemson.
Mm-hmm. And then they came all the way back, tied it at 31, and Clemson walked it off.
I mean, the ACC is far and away the worst of the major conferences. It's not even close.
Yep, I agree.
You can thank Florida State for that.
And I mean, the two worst teams in this field are Miami and Clemson and SMU.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the two lowest seeded teams in the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
what does that tell you?
To Jay's point before, and when we were talking about this, Jay, and you said, oh, the regular season helps. What we're talking about when we talk about the regular season mattering, what I'm talking about is big games in college football. What the committee just told you is basically, and let me just run this down here. We'll beat SMU and play Nevada, Houston Christian, BYU, TCU, Florida State, Louisville, Stanford, Duke, Pittsburgh, Boston College, Virginia, California.
And that's my
Only
biggest
a team
problem
on there that's ranked. None of them.
Problem with it.
None of them are ranked. They won all those games. They didn't play a single ranked team to get in the playoff. If you're a big time college football team, why would you schedule another big time college football team when you can schedule cupcakes and get 11 wins?
Well, that's like if you watched Nick Saban yesterday when they announced the brackets, that's pretty much exactly what he said.
Yep.
And he said he's all for these big games. But he said if you're in the SEC, why schedule one or two big games when you don't have to?
Mm-hmm.
And he's sort of right, but I hope that doesn't happen because it's good for college football.
It is. I mean, you got to have these major games right now because of the three words I absolutely hate when it comes to
football. They're supposed to play Ohio State here in the next year or two. Home series of Ohio State. You tell me the country didn't want to see that?
Oh, the country's definitely going to want to see that. But the three words I fear when it comes down to all of these rankings: strength of schedule.
But they didn't have it. That had nothing to do with SMU getting in.
No, it didn't. I mean, there was no strength of schedule for SMU, and look where they are.
Yeah, they see it at 11. Here's the thing: if you the SEC, because the AD for Alabama already say he's going to reevaluate their non-conference schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Take some accountability. Y'all shouldn't have lost to Oklahoma the way that you did.
Right.
We would not be having this conversation if they would have handled business at Oklahoma.
And they got
Oklahoma whooped that ass, plain and simple.
They got their ass whooped at Oklahoma. I mean,
and that's the thing. Had they not lost to Oklahoma and just not even shown up, this would have been a moot point yesterday.
Mm-hmm. It would have been.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I do agree with Nick Saban and other people that said, when they did the show Tuesday, they already had solidified it was going to be Alabama and SMU just in case if Clemson wins.
Right.
Because they put SMU ahead of Alabama. And when they did that, you put it in the system to where if Clemson does pull this off,
which they did,
and you sat here and said you're not going to penalize team that had to play in conference championship game over teams that did not play, which to me is fair. Because you made your conference championship. You said it right there in Stones on Tuesday.
Yeah, plain and simple. And now look at what we've got. Alabama and Miami get knocked out because of this.
Well, that's another one. I'm tired of hearing about Miami too. They didn't beat anybody this year, and they should have lost two or three other games that the referees handed to them.
Miami lost to Syracuse.
They should have lost. There's two games that the referees handed to them because the ACC wanted them in the playoff. I don't care what people say.
And badly.
Hey,
they were. It seems
Syracuse
like
had a good year, man. Syracuse had a good year. They're 9-3. They put some respect on their name. They went 9-3.
But they lost to Syracuse.
You can't lose to Syracuse and expect to get in.
They lost to Syracuse on the road in what was, in essence, a showcase game for Cam Ward.
That defense
what did he
of
do
Miami,
all year? Really, what did you think about it?
That defense of Miami, oh my God.
It's porous.
Horrid,
it is
dude.
Absolutely porous.
What has Mario Cristobal done as a head coach anywhere he's been?
Not a thing.
Look how much better Oregon got when he
Look
left.
how much Oregon. Yeah, I was just gonna say. Look how much better Oregon is now that he left.
Dan Lanning is a far better coach.
Agreed. I mean,
we can say who should have got and who shouldn't, but when you look at it, almost every team outside of Oregon, you can look at it and say
you can't with NIL, and you cannot get a respectable team out of the field.
Every team outside of Oregon has a flaw.
Well, I'm talking about DCC. I'm talking about Miami.
In this playoffs.
Yeah, I see it every week. I go to a lot of ACC football games. I mean, because I'm right here.
Yep.
The quality of play is far inferior.
It is.
I know I talked to you guys about this a couple months ago. I saw all this in Wake Forest play, and I understand it's Wake Forest. I get that, but it was like men versus boys on the field.
True.
Yeah, you made mention of that on this show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were just marching up down the field as if it were nothing.
As if no one was there. As if it was. How does someone put it? As if it was 7-on-7.
And a friend of mine saw Tennessee play NC State in Charlotte, and he said it was like college or NFL players versus middle school players.
Oh my God, Tennessee drug NC State.
Yeah, they did.
I thought NC State defense was going to show up.
That's another thing.
No answer.
I mean, Tennessee's really good, and they got to go play at Ohio State, and the winner of that gets to play at Oregon. That seeding is way off.
It is off. I mean, why is Tennessee traveling?
Oregon has a far tougher schedule than Penn State has, and they just got smacked by Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the winner of Ohio State Tennessee gets Oregon in the Rose Bowl.
Goes to the Rose Bowl.
And meanwhile, the Penn State winner plays Boise State. I mean, seriously?
Yeah.
They get Boise.
Like Playmaker said earlier in the show, shout out to Boise State and to Ashton Genty.
Yeah, winner Penn. Yeah, winner Penn SMU gets Boise in the Fiesta Bowl on the 31st.
That's ridiculous.
But now I would say this though: if you're a Big 12 coach, aka Ryan Day and James Franklin, y'all on a hot seat.
If Ryan Day gets his butt kicked next week, he might be gone.
Ryan Day needs to be gone now.
He should have been.
And I'm using the philosophy of them losing to Michigan.
I just don't think they wanted any chaos between now and the playoff.
Yeah, that's what it is, because they knew they were still in the playoffs, so they didn't want to do nothing hasty or quite yet.
If you're the coach of either Ohio State or Michigan, and you lose 4 straight games to each other, you should be fired.
Exactly.
But trust me, Buckeye Nation, they are not happy with Ryan Day right now.
No, they're not.
No, they're not, and they shouldn't be either.
No,
because you had that win in your back pocket.
We said it on Thursday.
We said on
Thursday. Woody Hayes said it doesn't matter who you beat. It doesn't matter if you win the national championship if you don't beat Michigan.
It's a
the
bad
highly
season.
sanctimonious Urban Meyer said that earlier in the week.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the thing: if Ohio State loses to Tennessee, is Day gone the next day?
I think that's quite possible, especially if they get blown out, and that's very possible.
Because you know what that would look like?
I think Tennessee is going to whack Ohio State.
Here's the thing: everybody talks about let's see the SEC team go out there. If Tennessee goes up to Ohio State in that weather and beat them December 21st, it's going to be chaos in Ohio.
If they're going to, you know what?
I
will say this out loud. I will say this out loud, and I know people are not going to be happy with me for saying this out loud, but I'm going to say it out loud anyway. Tennessee's going to go to Ohio Stadium and whip their ass.
I hope they
No,
do.
wait. Tennessee's got Ohio State's got to be going to Tennessee.
No, Tennessee is on the road.
How is Tennessee lower than Ohio State? That's what I want.
Let's take a look at the entire.
I've got it in front of me.
I got it in front of me. Let's take a break, and then we'll take a look at the entire field, because I know Jay's got to go pretty soon because he has a conference to get to. Let's take a break, and we'll go through the entire field, and that'll close this out. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals, chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E. Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
It's a Manic Monday indeed, and we got a full house joined by the playmaker Donnell Sollins, Jay Spivey from North Carolina, and of course, we're totally DIETZ on this Monday, talking all things college football playoff. And let's go through the 12 teams that are in. The first round, 12-5 goes Clemson at Texas. 9-8 goes Tennessee at Ohio State. 11-6 goes SMU at Penn State. And 10-7 Indiana at Notre Dame. 4 highest seeds, 1 through 4, Oregon, Georgia, Boise State, and Arizona State. And before we get to the breakdown of the games, let me pose a question to Jay. Of the 4 highest seeds, and I'll read them again, Oregon, Georgia, Boise State, and Arizona State, 1 through 4, which of those 4, Jay, do you think is the weakest of the 4 seeds getting a bye?
Oh, Boise State. Boise State for sure.
And the reason?
You hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah,
and the reason
they playing the Mountain West.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mountain West, yeah, they just don't play the competition. And they've had a fantastic year, don't get me wrong, but it's not to the level of some of these other teams.
Same question to the playmaker.
Yeah, if I had to choose one of the 4. Yeah, Boise. It would probably be Boise because but I will say this: they did play Oregon to a 3-point game.
They did. To DIETZ, same question.
It's a sweep. It's Boise based on the fact that Arizona State played BYU.
Mm-hmm.
They won.
Yep.
Boise State played BYU. They lost. Do I need to say anything more? Oregon hasn't lost all year, and Georgia's Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned about Georgia.
I am too. I am too. We'll come back to that.
I'm only concerned about what the status they have at quarterback.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Yep.
If Carson Beck's got a really hurt elbow, that's the major question.
Yeah, it is. He's the leader of that offense. Now, Gunnar Stockton came in and did well, but it was in a pinch.
But people didn't have a clue. But they had no film on him. They had no nothing.
Nothing.
Now they do.
Now, yep, exactly. Now they do. Thank you, dog. Now they do.
And he almost threw the game away.
That's the thing. He showed his rookie colors in that game. Yeah, he had flashes of brilliance, but that late pick damn near cost them everything. And the way I was looking at Carson Beck's arm when he came in on that last snap, that thing was dangling.
I think
he couldn't move it. He couldn't move it. He couldn't move his right arm at all.
Now with Beck getting time off, Beck with Georgia getting the number 2 seed, does that help Beck get
refresh my memory? Do they play New Year's Eve or New Year's Day?
It would be It would be on New Year's Day. It would be the Sugar Bowl. They get either Notre Dame or Indiana.
Okay,
that would be the nightcap.
Yes, it would.
That would be our nightcap as well, because we're going to say Happy New Year in a myriad of ways.
Now, I know where you were going with this, Snowman. What's Beck's possibility of being on time for that game? Because with 13 days off?
Yeah.
Can they actually, 23 days off.
Right.
Can they actually get that arm back to where he can actually throw?
Depends on what that injury is. The fact that they did not even diagnose it yet, that tells me there's something.
Snowman, you'll know this. To me, it looked like almost the same injury that Brock Purdy had a couple of years ago.
Yeah, agreed.
And we all know he had Tommy John surgery.
A torn UCL. It's a torn UCL. Purdy's injury was a torn UCL, and of course he suffered that against the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game.
I have a feeling they know what happened to him. They just don't want to say it yet.
Right.
No, they want to keep everyone guessing.
Yeah, I think it's a torn UCL for.
Well, you know what torn UCL means. There's only one fix to that.
Yeah. Tommy John.
Yep, Tommy John surgery.
And that's what Purdy had.
Purdy had it, and now it looks like Carson Beck's going to have it as well. Does Carson Beck have a year of eligibility left, or is this it?
No, I believe this is it for him.
I think this is it for him too. Does it hurt Beck's status draft wise with this injury in the SEC championship? To playmaker with that question.
It does, but is that a bad thing?
Okay, because
who? I don't know what saying you got up on that, but who are the top 5 picks right now?
Yeah, true.
Somebody will take a flyer on him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Let's face it. With the dearth of quarterback play in the NFL right now, they're going to take a flyer on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. The question is, who would be the ones to take the risk?
Oh, that'd be something.
Oh, there's a lot of teams.
There's a lot of teams out there that would take a risk on him.
I think Mr. Spivey has one. I think
You
Mr.
tell me
Spivey knows one.
Jerry's not going to take a flyer as bad as their quarterback situation is?
I was gonna say Carolina, but also Dallas could be shopping for one
Dallas
too.
could be one. The Giants, the Jets. Good God Almighty!
Well, you know what? I mean, I know the Panthers' record sucks, but Bryce has not really been the issue lately. He's really not.
It's been the lack of offensive. It's been the lack of offensive help for you guys. No run game, plus the front 7 is getting blown out all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's not tie myself in with the Panthers, please.
Fair enough. Back to the
I just
college
happen to
football.
live in the same state.
I understand. I lived there for 2. We lived there for 2 years. I understand. Back to the college football playoff. First round goes Friday, December 20th. The Battle of Indiana, as number 10 Indiana takes on number 7 Notre Dame. That's an 8 p.m. kick. We'll be up at 7 with an hour-long pregame. And then a triple header on Saturday. It all starts at noon with SMU at Penn State.
Don't forget, there's also 2 NFL games that day, too.
Yep.
Yeah, there is.
I'm concentrating on the playoff. We are concentrating our coverage on college football in the playoff. 4 p.m., 12-ranked Clemson goes to number 5 Texas. And then the big one, Tennessee at Ohio State. That's at 8 p.m. We'll have all 4 of the first round games on Snowman Sportsnet. That channel will launch later today. And when I launch the channel, my challenge is to get 1,000 subscribers before Wednesday. And I believe it'll happen. I believe it'll happen. So watch us on Snowman Multimedia as well as Snowman Sportsnet. As I mentioned, that channel drops later today. I have Indiana Notre Dame. Let me go to Jay first. What do you think of that game? And who's your pick? May as well make picks right now. What the hell?
Well, I certainly hope Indiana wins, but who knows? Y'all might know the answer to this. When is the last time these 2 teams played each other? Because it seems like for years Notre Dame's refused to play them.
Yes, all through the 80s.
So
they refused
I
to play
think
Indiana.
It's a much bigger deal for Indiana to play them than Notre Dame is to play Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
But so
Notre Dame's already got their money. Listen, Notre Dame's already got their money.
Disdain I have for Notre Dame football, especially.
I agree.
You tell me if any other team in college football who was not in the playoff had the same credentials they did and played the same teams they did, you tell me they'd be ranked as high as they are.
Right. Yep. And I'll answer your question.
They lost to Northern Illinois at home.
Mm-hmm. I'll answer your question, Jay. The last time these 2 teams played was 1991.
33 years ago. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my question. Marcus Freeman, if he loses this game, how much would people go back to that Northern Illinois loss?
Everybody
should. They should.
Everybody will, because they had no business losing that game. We picked that game in one of our first editions of the college football picks. We picked that game. They had no business losing at home to Northern Illinois.
Because remember, after that, they steamrolled everybody.
Right.
And I'll go back to the ACC because they have this stupid agreement. The ACC playing five conference games every year. They played nobody this year. Nobody.
And they also beat. They beat Texas A. They beat Texas A&M in College Station.
Well, that's true. One team, but
they beat College Station. That was their one big game, but they also beat another conference champion, and they beat the hell out of Army.
Well, you could easily have A&M in there right now, in addition to Ole Miss, like I said earlier.
To really fast, since we're talking about Army, you brought this point up to me when I asked you to lay out what you wanted to lay out. There was a point made to you about Army being boring. And I'll never forget the note that you sent me, and I'm reading it right here. Army is boring, made you laugh and puke at the same time. The floor is yours.
So I was having we were having a discussion, and we were talking. This is coming off Army putting up 35 in the American Conference champion, and just random comment from one of the patrons at the bar. Army's so boring to watch. All they do is run the ball. Yes, all they do is run the ball, but they do it well. It's fun to watch. Watching them run the wishbone option. Watching guards pull, watching the different blocking schemes that they have, the different ways they do, different ways they run the ball, whether it's fullback dive, whether it's quarterback whether it's quarterback going off the guard, whether it's an actual quarterback power. It's for football junkies, it's fun to watch.
It is.
I agree with the guy who said, I want to see teams throw the ball all over the place. Look, to me, guys throwing the ball 50, 60 times a game, that's boring to me because the game slows down. The game's slow. When you're fast-paced like Army is, when you're running plays, when you're running, you're running the football, but when you're running all those plays and you're just up to the line, figuring out, hey, who are they going to block this time? Where's that guy going? Is the end crashing down, and are we going to get a pitch? Those are the things that are exciting about Army. And not to mention,
watch on Saturday to see how quick that game is going to be.
I get really tired of hearing. I get really tired of hearing that notion of, this is boring football. This is boring basketball. When they do something that's fundamentally sound, like running the football.
Can you say that again, Victor, please?
11-1. American champions. That's enough said because Tulane didn't know what to do.
Right. They sure didn't.
Exactly.
Cole Johnson's with us, and he says the committee got it wrong. Texas needs to be out of the playoff altogether. Let me go to the dog with that comment.
Texas?
I wouldn't say no. That's Cole being petty. He's still mad. He lost to Georgia twice.
I lost to Georgia twice.
Is he out of his mind?
I was about to say Cole may want to rethink that just because the dogs.
You got to realize Cole
twice
is a Longhorn fan. So him losing to Georgia twice in the same season is very upsetting to him.
Right. And they had Georgia by the horns. No pun intended.
They did.
Was that pun intended
in that game?
No pun intended.
No,
they had Georgia locked up, and then finally Georgia figured it out.
Right.
Yeah,
and then it turned into the typical Georgia. It turned into a typical SEC game after that.
Mm-hmm.
But as I was saying earlier, we talked about it in basketball, how the Spurs are always looked at as the boring team because they're more fundamentally sound. And guess what? They kept winning. Just it's like how they keep winning when you run the football. I'm sorry, that's just how it works. Because what's more exciting than seeing Jerome Bettis or Marshall Faulk or Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith or?
Well, trust me on this, guys. I saw Tim Duncan play for 4 years in college. Many games.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about him was boring.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
I saw him play in the ACC championship in 1995.
Well, look at what else. Look at what else we're talking about, and we've got it coming up this weekend, and it's going to be the Army-Navy game is actually important. It's actually going to be fun to watch. We actually have a team that we can watch in Army and see how good they really are. They get to go up against a team, a Navy team that really just is biting their chops. They want to get a piece of that. It's gonna be fun to watch Army-Navy again.
Yeah,
which
rare where both teams are good.
We haven't had that in a long time.
Exactly. Both teams are never good the same year.
No, they're not. This year we finally got that, and it's going to be explosive down there in D.C. come Saturday.
It's going to be a high-scoring game.
Yes,
but here's the thing that layman people will not understand. They say, why can't Army or Navy why can't they throw the ball? They're not getting recruits. the Army's not going out there and going, hey, you can throw the ball. Come to the armed service and come play. No one's doing that. People are signing up to play. They're taking the best athletes they got, and they're putting somebody back there that can say, hey, can you throw the ball at all? Well, but you can run because you run every day as a cadet.
Whether it be Army, Navy, or the Air Force, the demands on these kids are unbelievable.
Indeed.
It's not just playing football. It's going to class. It's going to breakfast. It's going to lunch. It's doing all the stuff they do every morning to crack of dawn that we don't have to deal with.
Right.
And if you're any talented kid with if you have any talent at all, you're not going to the service. You're not going into the service because you're going to go to the 900 other schools that you can go to play football. And you're going there to play football, and that's it. These kids aren't going. These kids are going for something else. Football is like fourth on their list.
Right. It is.
I'm gonna be petty one more time.
Go ahead.
And Snowman, know I'm being petty when I say this name. Jalen Ramsey, shut up.
Nice.
Man had the nerve to post on X. So Georgia gets in with a backup quarterback. Dude, it's a whole different system.
It is.
This is what I miss from Playmaker. He just called people
now,
don't
the pettiness has returned, y'all.
Now before we put a bow on this, I did do a little early research, and I do have the early lines for these games.
All right, go for it.
One of them was ridiculous.
Okay,
There's no way Ohio State should be an 8.5 point favorite over Tennessee.
There's no way.
8.5.
That's what it was last night.
8.5.
All right, go with it, dog. Go with it.
Well, since Jay blew my freaking doors off on this one, thanks, Jay. Indiana, Notre Dame. Notre Dame's favored by 8. The over-under's at 50.5. There's a problem in its own right.
Yeah,
SMU, Penn. Penn is favored by 9. Over-under's at 53.5. Clemson, Texas. Texas is favored by 11. Are we surprised?
Nope.
Over-under's at 51.5. And as Jay just said, OSU is favored by 8.5 over Tennessee with the over-under at 47.5.
And I know Jay's got to go pretty soon, so let's start with that one pretty quick. Tennessee, Ohio State. Jay, what's your pick?
I'm still going to pick Ohio State.
I'm not.
Not by 8.5, though.
No, not by 8.5. Let's let Jay go because I know he's got a meeting to go to. Jay, thank you very much for joining us, my friend. We really appreciate you, and I know you got a boogie. Can't wait to talk to you next Monday. We'll do some more of this next Monday.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Jay had to boogie because he's got a tournament luncheon to go through, a holiday tournament luncheon to go through. So we had to make sure he got out of here in time. All right, let's do this, folks. Let's make our picks right now. We'll start with Tennessee, Ohio State. Dog, it's all yours.
As I said, OSU is favored by, well, as Jay said, OSU favored 8.5, over under 47.5, and I'm sorry, but OSU has been too beat up recently. Their line has been too open for contact. I'm taking Tennessee in the mild upset for this one.
It ain't an upset. Tennessee's going to go to Ohio State and whoop their ass. I got Tennessee not only to cover, but to win on the road. DIETZ?
Yeah, I'm going Tennessee. Too much Tennessee defense.
All right, Playmaker, what you got?
Question. What are the 2 things you need to take with you on the road?
Again?
What are the 2 things you need to take with you on the road?
A running
game and defense?
I believe Tennessee has both.
All right. Victor, do you make it a sweep?
Yeah, I'll make it a sweep. And that's heartful for me because I do like OSU a lot, but they're too injured. They're too hurt right now.
Next one.
Let's hit the top of the list. Friday night's game, Indiana and Notre Dame. As I said, Notre Dame's up 8. Over under 50.5. Notre Dame, while they should be in a conference, won't be in a conference, and they're going to take down the in-state rivalry. I got football Jesus in this one.
I don't. I'm going with the Hoosiers. I'm going with the Hoosiers to score an upset in a spotlight playoff game on Friday. And I will say one reason why. The remarkable Rourke. I love Nathan Rourke, and I also love his brother Curtis. I think Curtis Rourke has a surprise for him. I'm going with Indiana. Going with the road team.
DIETZ?
What do I always say? And I'll always say this playoff game in South Bend, Jimmy Johnson is the best. Don't leave it up to the officials.
Yeah,
exactly.
Do not leave it up to the officials in Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame finds a way to win that game.
All right,
Playmaker.
Playmaker.
I mean, dog said football Jesus is touchdown Jesus.
Same idea.
Touchdown Jesus.
Same idea.
Because because we can say what we said what we said about Indiana, but Marcus Freeman cannot lose this game. He cannot afford to lose this game.
He's gonna lose this game. I got Indiana springing the upset. All right, Victor.
I do not. I think Notre Dame finds a way to win this one. Strange things happen there.
So I'm the lone wolf on this one. Next one.
SMU 10. Penn State favored 9, over under 53.5. I got SMU in an upset. Plain and simple. SMU in an upset. The high-powered offense is going to go down to Happy Valley and make those kittens roll over and wonder why they were there in the first place.
James Franklin cannot win the big game, period. His seat is going to be hotter than a summer day in Arizona. I have SMU scoring the upset, and they will cover that spread.
DIETZ?
You know, I was impressed with Penn State this weekend, watching them play Oregon, and the one kid that really impressed me was this Tyler Warren. This kid, they do so many things with this kid, 44. He's a tight end. He was throwing the ball, playing quarterback. He's taking snaps under center. I loved what that kid brought. So I'm gonna go with the Nittany Lions at home in Happy Valley.
In front of 106,000 plus. Victor?
This is a tough one. It's a real tough one. But I think I'm going to go with the hot hand. I'm going to go with SMU.
All right.
Playmaker, who you got?
James Franklin will win this one, but he'll lose Arizona State.
So he wins the big game and loses the bigger game. That's what Playmaker's saying. The pettiness is back with the Playmaker. I love it.
Last one on the hit list is Clemson, Texas. Texas up 11, over under 51.5. I got Texas blowing Clemson clean out of the water. There's no other way to put it. It's going to be a rout.
It's going to get loud in Austin, Texas. It's going to get even louder when the Longhorns take the field. It's going to get even louder when they get that first touchdown, and off to the races they go. I got the hook 'em horns, doggone it. Hook 'em horns.
DIETZ, before you go, I got a question. Are they playing right into Dabo Sweeney's hand? Are they playing right into Dabo Sweeney's hand?
DIETZ, what you got for me?
All right, so we said it last week. They were playing in the ACC championship. Now they're going against another SEC team. Let's see. It's Clemson, lost to Georgia. Clemson lost to South Carolina. They're playing another SEC team. Yeah, this is Texas all the way.
These are all horns, all day.
Playmaker, what you got for me?
Give me Stark. But I feel like they playing in Dabo's hands. Oh my God, Dabo gonna have so much material to use leading up to that game. He gonna have so much material. This is, oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Wheels already turning. I can already tell. Wheels already
look,
turning.
y'all can see the wheels going at 100 miles an hour, man.
Yeah. Vic, wrap us up, dude. Wrap us up, Vic. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with the Longhorns on this one. It's probably not even going to be that close.
Give me this button here. It's not going to be close. Look, I understand the bulletin board material that Dabo Swinney could have.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I say
will have.
Could. But
will, because what you said, 11? That is the only first round game that's a double-digit spread?
Yep.
And it's going to get worse as the game goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, everybody knows these picks brought to you by BetUS.com. Use code Snowman for 125% deposit match. BetUS, where the game begins. Snowman, get me the hell out of here.
All right. Cole Johnson says shooting 63s in a basketball game is boring. Florida State fan pissed me off. And he says, I want Texas to beat down the Dabo Swinneys. I'm still pissed at Sarkisian.
Told you. Bo is still petty from what happened Saturday.
I'm gonna just say it right. I miss you, Cole.
Oh, and shameless plug, Cole Johnson will be joining me today.
Oh,
nice.
Where is he joining you?
He joining me for bearing down the gridiron.
Can I join you also?
Sure.
Pretty please,
ladies and gentlemen. You already know where to go next.
Yep.
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
All
Hey,
right.
one of these days, Playmaker, you and I got to hook up for a show.
Listen, I'm going to stream it on this channel, and I'm just going to sit back and play producer. All right.
This is a lot to go over. We did some in-depth talk here, but we definitely going to get into it.
Going to be a lot more bearing down the gridiron with the Playmaker and Cole Johnson. 3 p.m. today. Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
That is gonna be a fun one. Thank you, Playmaker. Appreciate it. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Now, forgive me not knowing the brother. You got your mic black. I don't know who the hell you are. It's like you're in the broadcasted witness protection program.
And of course, we got Totally DIETZ on this Monday. We'll do it again on
I gotta
Thursday.
ask a question before DIETZ goes. I got a question.
Well,
how many strays am I gonna catch tomorrow after what happens now Monday?
Well, I mean, who knows? Because neither of these teams, the Cowboys can't lose right. The Bengals can't win. So it's what the hell are we doing?
I don't know.
He said the Cowboys can't lose right. He said the Cowboys can't lose.
I know. They got their backup quarterback. They put their backup quarterback in. They go 2-0.
Did I not, Snowman? Did I not say that there was a possibility that we should probably tank this season?
You're supposed to be you're supposed to be losing when you're out of it, and they just keep winning. Just keep getting a worse draft pick. Like, go ahead.
It's Gerald. Gerald just doesn't want to give up.
And
Gerald ain't got the common sense to give up.
And you got some members of the Moronic Republic actually saying, and I'm not making this up,
but they're coming back.
Yes.
Saying they're coming back. Like, no, you're not. Just stop.
And you know what? They're actually, Victor, I'm going to make you laugh.
Oh,
I'm going to make DIETZ laugh also. You know what some members of the Moronic Republic said to me this morning?
Okay.
When I was warming up and being on the way in here and helping the wife get ready, that they are still a playoff team.
I'm sorry, but no.
No.
This
No.
has been
You
yet
beat-
another
You beat the
beating a dead horse presentation.
Tam? That sounds like a Tam. That's like a Tam thing to say.
Oh God, no.
We read the Shane, read Cole Johnson's comments, will you please? Please.
We'll be hearing the Cowboys are going to that Super Bowl talk get even louder after tonight, and then we're better with Cooper Rush than Dak Prescott. What?
See?
Well, yeah, because Cooper Rush doesn't make dumb decisions.
Ain't nobody calling me.
That's very true.
Me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved?
Get this crap out of here.
Dear God.
No, but Dietz is right though. Cooper Rush doesn't make dumb decisions. He doesn't take long to make the decisions that need to be made with the football.
Dear Lord.
The thing that everybody will be talking about, if the Cowboys win, of course everybody will be talking about the Cowboys when they should be talking about how bad the Bengals are.
That's true too.
Which they're not. They're not talking about that. You know that, Dietz. You know that, Dietzy. They're not going to talk about how bad the Bengals are. They're really not. Let's get out of here. Replay on Zebo at 11:05 this morning. Tomorrow, Bob Walters will join us from New York to talk all things Juan Soto and the New York Mets. And we got more stuff coming for you as Mick Tidrow will join us on the Tuesday version of Mike to Mike. Let's get out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. Thank you, Dietz. Thank you, Playmaker. And thank you, Jay Spivey, for joining us on a packed show this morning.
We got to do this some more.
We will. And I close with the following statement. Caleb Williams, you're still a bitch. Bye.